Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. In today's video I'm gonna show you how to do an oil change on your CRF250F.
Rack it up, I got a bit of the bank to make me a safe house. Shake it up, she got her hands on her knees and she bringing the cake out. Smoke it up.
The methods I'll be using in the video will work on other bikes, just make sure you refer to your service manual for your specific machine. Before getting to work, let's get over the tools you will need for the job. So you will need some wrench and extensions, a socket screwdriver, your service manual, a 12mm socket, an 8mm socket, a pair of gloves, a funnel, an oil pan, some rags, contact cleaner. In my case I'm using brake cleaner, it's working good, your new oil and oil filter, a new OEM lock washer that locks the drain bolt in place, and finally an empty gallon to preserve your used oil. Before going any further, let's warm up the bike for around 2 minutes so the oil will drain easily from the motor. Once this is done, go ahead and take a wrench and a 12mm socket to loosen the drain bolt under the engine. If you still have a stock skid plate, the bolt will be way easier to get to. Once you have broken up the bolt, you can start loosening by hand. It's way more quick and easy to remove it this way. When you feel that the bolt is coming out, you can remove it either with your hands or with an extension like I do, and then you just wait for the oil to drain in the pan. To remove as much oil as possible, you should get the bike straight while it's draining. Make sure you clean the drain bolt too. When this is finished, go ahead and use a rag and some contact cleaner to clean the area. Just be cautious not to get any junk into the engine. Then, you can get your new lock washer, your drain bolt, and start tightening everything up. Be cautious not to strip the bolt if you're tightening by hand like I do. The owner's manual recommends that you torque this bolt to 16 foot-pounds. Once this is done, we can move on to the oil filter. Start by removing the two 8mm bolts that hold the lower cover on the right side of the engine on. Just make sure to apply a little pressure on the cover as you're removing the bolts, because there's a spring in the oil filter compartment which could make the cover pops off. Just make sure to have your oil pan under the bike, because when you remove the cover, oil starts pouring everywhere. When you have your oil filter in your hands, check it out and make sure there are no metal shavings laying around. Before getting the new oil filter installed, you should clean the compartment and its cover. To install the new oil filter, go ahead and put the spring back in, and then the oil filter. On the CRF250F, the filter has a seal that needs to be facing out. If you don't put it the right way, you will damage the engine, so be careful. Once this is done, you can put the cover back on. It only goes one way, so you can't make a mistake. Then, start tightening the bolt back in a crisscross pattern until you get to 7 foot-pounds. The next step is to fill the bike with the new oil. I'm using Kimpex fully synthetic 10W40. Remove the oil filter cap with a flathead screwdriver and start pouring oil into the bike. The CRF250F can take up to 1.4 liters of oil. So yeah, once you have done all of this, you can go ahead and start the bike up, make sure everything is running smoothly. When you have done that, you can stop it, let it sit for a few minutes, maybe an hour, and check the oil back again, just make sure everything's okay. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope I helped you doing your oil change on your CRF250F. Just make sure you hit that like button, the subscribe button. See you in the next one.
Need to change the way I'm living. Never sleeping, I'm tripping. This is forever.